Woodpeckers, welcome back. Welcome back to Winning Whiskey Wednesday. I'm Steven. This is the shop, episode 36.
Smash like.
We're not in a normal spot because the heater's right down here and it's really freaking cold in North Carolina right now. But we'll get into today's build. We did a everyday carry organizational shelf. What we're going to call it. There's no rules here. We're going to call it what we want. But what we are drinking tonight is we're going to go back to the Shmallow from Hotel Tango. You've seen it on here before. It is good. It's like a campfire. Little marshmallow. First one's always to y'all. So this weekend I picked up some teak from Lowe's to make a fork and a spoon for my wife. Those came out great. But I did get left over a decent sized piece that I don't want it to go into the fire pit. So what I'm going to do is turn this into an everyday carry shelving area. We'll see. We'll make something out of it. I'm excited. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that when I come home out of the pocket, that's my phone. It's an old case. That all goes in one spot. And sometimes it gets moved around. I take my phone. I don't put it back in the same spot. So I'm looking for it in the morning. We're going to change that. So I've got this teak, all this leftover teak from when I created these forks and spoons. I made 2 forks and 1 spoon for my wife. So I've got this piece I want to use. Unlike last week, where I had no idea of how I was going to start or finish, this one needs somewhat of a plan. I don't have, much wood to go and make changes with. So just do box. I made a nice little wooden one because I don't think YouTube liked my video last week. So I'm going to change that. So that's going to get hollowed out. And I need a riser. Go right under the back of here so weapon can just sit straight in. On the side of that, do another one that's just hollowed out. Possibly a smaller one if I decide to have change or gum or I don't think I want to put those all the way down. I'll leave a lip all the way around. I think if I make a groove and open at the bottom so I can get a wire through and put my phone on it. And a place for my watch. So that will go in there, and then one for the watch. So the watch can sit. I think that might be my plan. So I was routing out and sanding down the fork and spoon the other day. I realized this stuff is very, very dense. The dust that comes off of it. And I had luckily, one more mask that's been in here for a while. But I had to go out and get new ones. This year we're trying to do the responsible thing, the clean thing, let's be safe thing. And I really just don't want to breathe any of this in. But I do have a 1/2-inch bit that I'm gonna use to pull out a lot of it. I've got a 1/4 inch bit, and then the small little, I don't know if you can, that's coming up on here at all. Let's see if get it to focus. That's not gonna focus, but it's a very small profile of it. Those are the ones I'm gonna use. I'm gonna put this into a quick time lapse because it's gonna take a little bit. I'm not gonna go down too deep. Maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe more. But let's get to it. Now again, just like last week's video, I'm probably not gonna leave a weapon on it in my kitchen. All of my children are almost all adults. One is not, the rest of them are. But still, as a parent, I just don't want it to be, hanging around. Once they're out of the house, who knows, maybe. But I made this one specifically for this week's build. It took me 20 minutes as pieces of it break off. It looks better that way. I don't think YouTube liked me showing that last week. Woo! That was messy. Ain't gonna get any better. So if I want to use this phone case, and I normally don't, but the one I have right now is just a little slimmer. I'm gonna use this as a guide. It's gonna be just over a half. So I probably want to go out. I don't know what 5/10 good in. 5/8. 6/8. We'll shoot with 5. So we normally like to make things that are pretty and aesthetic. This wasn't one of those builds. This was, I had a purpose, I had extra wood. But I needed to get something together. And I love the way it came out. It literally is the same wood that I used for my wife's fork and spoon. I'll try to throw some of that in here. Now I wasn't going to use the wood. But I'm constantly one of those people that are like, where are my keys? Where's my wallet? Never where's my whiskey. Because I know where that's at. But that's what this was. This was just a very purposeful build that I wanted to get done. And I've wanted something for a while. So like most of the videos, I ask for suggestions and comments. If you wanted me to make you one, how would you want it made? Would you want it made out of this teak? And please say no, because I just really never want to use this stuff again. It got everywhere, and I had to wear a mask. It was horrible. It was like 2020 all over again. But how would you make it differently? Would you make it wider so you can have, the entire family's collection of, pocket candy on a spot? Would you design it differently? Would you need a spot for not only your watch, but for a phone charger to come through the bottom? I really want to hear your thoughts. So with all the pieces cut out, and some of it, no, I didn't take any video of it. You see one cut, you see them all. So I'm going to tell myself, I just forgot. I don't want to do any sanding to it. I do want to hit it with this Colonial Maple, because I think it's going to bring the color out really nice. Could be completely wrong. Again, I don't normally ever use teak. The only thing we put on the ones in the house were the butcher block oil. Let's test. Oh yeah. Just subtle enough. So I think that's what we're gonna do. And while I have this going, I also have my hot glue gun warming up. This is probably gonna be one of the quicker builds that I've done. The watch stand and the pistol stand fit straight into the groove. Can't, however, there's a little back for the phone in the groove because that's where the phone has to go. I say that like I'm a genius, but you can see I started cutting it because that's where I wanted it to go. And then realized this way the phone has to go. The only place I don't want to get any is where I'm going to glue with the hard glue. Oh, that's pretty. I think I'm gonna have to screw that one on. I tried to go the easy route. It did not just work. And French, just like that, this one is done. Where the hell are my keys? There they are. It's got a home. So unlike last week's video, this one's going to be shorter. The project was just shorter. But I've got things on the laser right now that I've got to work on tonight. I've got things that I've got to pack up and get ready to ship out. All great problems to have. But editing a video tonight is not in the cards. I do appreciate y'all. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for telling your friends and relatives, wink, wink, nod, to subscribe as well. Trying to grow. I think we're up to 137. We're getting there. 1 week at a time. Until next time, we will continue to saw, sand, sip, and I will repeat. Bye, y'all.